Hey, and welcome to Matt and Jess TV. I am Matt Roast.
And I'm Jessica Bun Bun.
Welcome to our reaction interview for Poker Face Season 2, Episode 7, One Last Job. Listen, guys, sometimes the action really is the juice. This episode was everything for me. I am a well-documented fan of anything and everything related to heist. I am also a well-documented fan of Sam Richardson, who is great on Ted Lasso, Veep, The After Party, rest in peace. It's like, I love everything this guy does. They made this for me. It's like they gave me a gift of an episode that I could just smile throughout.
Listen, they did make this for you. I was watching through this episode. I was like, oh, Matt. This was absolutely made for you. I love me some revenge, but you are the king of heist.
Yeah, and I'm not even saying that this was a particularly good heist. Like, there were a lot of problems that Kendall found himself in over the course of this. Like, there was almost no way this was ever going to work. I just found this episode to be endlessly entertaining. I mean, we had some really good personal stuff for Charlie mixed in here as well. And to me, we are on what I think is the best 3-episode run that Poker Face has had so far through the first 2 seasons, and probably one of my favorite just 3-episode runs for any sort of whodunit show that I have ever seen. Like, I have loved all 3 of these last few episodes.
Yeah, this whole season is really good. I mean, I feel like we're coming on every video and being like, besides Gator Done, this whole season is just like solid all the way through. And that's what you want. It's hard with procedurals a lot of times because you usually have like a couple of duds in a longer season, but this isn't happening here. It's happened like one episode that was like, okay, it wasn't bad, but I was just like, you have so many other episodes that are just like so skyrocketing good that it makes this episode look like it's less than.
Yeah, I just feel like what the creative team has done really well with this season is anytime you kind of think you know where things are going on Poker Face, they still find a way to like swerve and throw you in a completely different direction. Even in this episode, when it seems as though the bad guy is taken care of, we then have the bad guy coming back almost as though we're going full zombie movie at that point, and they still managed to surprise.
Yeah, I mean, there were so many surprises in this. I thought it was just going to be, the script that he wrote, that's going to be his undoing, that's going to make Charlie figure everything out. Nope. And that's what I really like about this show, that they do find a way where you could figure out where Charlie's going to go with it, but a lot of times you don't.
Yeah, well, we have so much more to dive into here when it comes to this episode. But before we go forward, be sure to hit that subscribe button because, yeah, we still have a lot more to go through when it comes to Poker Face Season 2. And hopefully we'll have even more incredible episodes like what we've had. And we are also in the mix of doing another really fun, crazy show in 9 Perfect Strangers over at Hulu, which is a little bit more ongoing and serialized than Poker Face, but it does lend itself to all these interesting theory discussions and ideas. It's a really fun show worth checking out.
Thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed. It really helps us here at the channel. And if you want to help us in another way, you can head over to our Patreon. We'll have a link for you below. Over there, we are covering Murderbot and Criminal Minds Evolution Season 3. It is the only place that you can get those reviews for our Patreons. Thank you so much to everyone who has joined. And before we get into this, I just want to say, nice glasses.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I got some new glasses not too long ago here, so I'm spiffing out. I can actually see.
Nice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I can see in all directions. No, I actually can't. I still can't see side to side. But you know what? I'm very, very happy to have them, and I'm very happy to help christen them with an episode that is of this quality. Because here's the thing. Even in the midst of everything else that I've said that I love about this episode, I also just really love Indian food. So even like the small little things they're throwing in, it's like, you know what? That's right. I would like some samosas. Thank you very much. You can add those to my order.
I really wish there were gluten-free samosas because I love them so much. Unless I'm making them at home.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't seen them. If there's anybody who's watching this video that knows where I can get gluten-free samosas, please hook me up in the comments. Let me know because I'll buy them. I just love them and I can't have them.
I know. It's just like that. There's just a real attention to detail when it comes to all the personal connections and way the story kind of goes together because The thing beyond everything else that I've said that I thought was really enjoyable about this episode is we're always kind of seeing these different entry points for Charlie
Yeah.
into a case. But this is a rare instance of, okay, she's delivering Indian food here, but there's this like romantic connection that just makes it stand out a little
Oh,
bit.
it was so good. I know you love heist, but I love love. And this was so cute. There was so much chemistry
Yes.
between Charlie and Bill. And as things were going forward, they're both really nervous. You can tell that they like each other. He's ordering food over and over again to be able to see her. I'm like, could Bill not be any cuter than he is? And finally, he asks her for dinner. He brings her to the Super Saver, and he's fixed it all up. So romantic. Lights everywhere, candlelit dinner. Like, it was amazing. To the point that when they actually were like, they went to bed together, they were talking about settling down. Like, he had just gotten out of a difficult relationship, and that's why he was sleeping at the store, because they were, I guess, sharing an apartment. But for Charlie, she's been kind of rudderless, where she's like, yeah, now that I'm not being chased, I could settle down somewhere, but nothing's really grabbed me yet. And then in comes Bill, where it's just like, hello, oh, this could be something. And Charlie's like, yeah, this could be something. Like, I could see myself here.
The funny thing about this show is that there have been times when I sit back and I'm like, okay, you know what? I don't really need romance on a show like Poker Face. But then this episode comes around and then I'm left feeling, you know what? I kind of do need romance on Poker Face because I am fully with you. Like, their chemistry was really top notch,
Oh, yeah.
especially for just a short period of time that they've known each other. And there's just an adorableness about the two of them. And
Yeah, I love that Charlie actually went out of her way when she found out that it was his birthday to find Kendall, see if there was somebody at the store that might be friends with him, to try to figure out a gift that she would be able to give him. Like, they hadn't even gone out on the date yet. Like,
yeah,
she was all in.
she was all in, and you could see that both of them were really trying to impress each other in their own ways. And it was just everything about Bill, unfortunately, also made it clear to me that he wasn't long for the world, because he was
Yeah.
just like, he's so passionate about his job and he cares a lot about this store and he wants to bring people in and help them feel comfortable. And it's like, even what he does when it comes to Kendall, like, there's this rationalization that goes on in his head about it because he's trying to, in his way, look out for other people. And it's just like, okay, you are very much the patron saint of, oh, something bad is going to happen to me because I'm just putting myself in positions where bad things will happen.
I loved their friendship. Like, that there was this really nice back and forth, joking with each other. You could tell that they had known each other a really long time, and that Bill just felt like there was more for Kendall, that Kendall was incredibly talented, and that he was never going to take a chance on himself when he should take a chance on himself. Now, I will say that Kendall is also right, where Bill's like, why you shouldn't be here. You are such a talented writer. You need to just take these scripts and go to Hollywood and make something of yourself because you can do this. Kendall on the other side is just like, okay, yeah, maybe I have the talent, but I don't have the connections. And he's right. It's
Yeah.
coming out here to like LA and trying to make it. It happens to 1 in a billion that can work out, but you do need to know people to be able to get in the door anywhere. I mean, everybody here is trying to get
I know.
into Hollywood and movies, and everybody has a script here. So I understand where he was coming from too, where he's like, okay, having the talent is not enough.
Yeah, and there was this interesting dynamic that kind of set the foundation for the central crime here, where this is not how Kendall wanted things to go at all. I mean, it just ended up escalating in this sort of position once we kind of get the heist starting to be orchestrated here. And I also thought using the movie Heat as sort of like the entry point into, oh, you want to know how a heist works. I know a lot of people out there, all of the film buffs, if you guys are film buffs in the comments. Ironically, I'm not really a film buff. I just like heist movies. But a lot of people consider Heat to be kind of like the modern day grandfather of all heist movies. So I'm not surprised that they went in that direction with it. But it was just a really solid foundation for whatever this heist was going to be. But because we're dealing with Kendall, who is not an expert at heists, and because
No.
this is a two-person crew, you guys don't have all the necessary makings of a good heist team. I knew something bad was gonna happen.
Okay, speaking of movies, is Die Hard a Christmas movie, yes or no?
Okay. Yeah, it's like, okay, there. I know this is a very contentious subject that is out there.
It is.
There are people out there who think Home Alone isn't a Christmas movie, and for those people, you could not be more wrong. It is 100% a Christmas movie. Die Hard, also a Christmas movie. It's set around Christmas time. I'm much more lenient about this stuff in general. I will not fight you on Die Hard, but I will fight you on Home Alone.
Yeah, I will also fight you on Batman Returns. That is absolutely a Christmas movie.
Merry Christmas.
All right.
No, I just feel like if a movie is set around Christmas, it's a Christmas movie. Stop your nonsense.
Okay, so like you said,
Yeah.
all the elements of a good heist group were not there. We
Yeah.
had, someone who was kind of the reluctant, but needs the money guy, and then you had the wild card, and then you were missing everybody else.
Yeah, here's the heist movie for those who have not watched the channel before. I've got very specific categories here.
Yeah, you do.
You need the heavy. You need the guy to go in and, swing his fists around if things go a little bit crazy. You need the planner, the person who actually knows what's going on. You need the driver for the getaway. And then you need the wild card. And sometimes you probably don't even need the wild card because the wild card's going to go crazy and barrel roll out of the truck on the way out or something like that.
As Juice did.
Yeah, it's just you only have a couple of people. This was never going to work, but obviously we don't really want it to work because then we have a mystery for Charlie to go in and solve.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Like, I really thought that script was going to be completely the undoing of everything.
Yeah.
He wrote a script about exactly this heist, breaking into this particular store, having gotten fired, going in, robbing the store, and like in detail, this entire script. I was just like, oh, this for sure is going to end up being the undoing. And then as it's all coming together, Kendall grabs the script off the desk. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't go in any way the way in which I expected it to. Even when Charlie came in, and you could see Charlie was more personally affected taking on this than anything else that she's done. But even the way in which the mystery went, because we have to also talk here about you're stashing the body as the Santa.
Oh, Juice.
This is quite possibly the worst idea. I know these are not professionals by any means, but it's like, yes, I've heard of hiding a body in plain sight before, but you can't do this.
Listen, that's only going to last for a couple days at
Yes.
best before that starts to turn really rank and decomposition's going to come in. It only gives them a couple of days to get away. Like Juice, Juice.
Juice is the worst.
He is the absolute worst. I mean, obviously they do the heist. Everything is going really well. Kendall realizes there's a lot more money in this safe than he thought. He gets most of it to share. He puts a little aside for himself. I'm not really sure actually why he did that because there is so much money there that split two ways. It's $200,000 each. I mean, greed is greed, right? But
Yeah.
you don't really know, Juice. It's just easier just to split it up and go your separate ways. And then especially after everything that happened where Bill is sleeping there and he does end up coming out being like, what's going on? And ends up getting himself killed. At that point, when you know that Juice is doing this, it's time to just put that money with everything else.
Yeah, this is a question. Well, there's a lot of questionable decision making here. I mean, number one, the Santa stunt. Number two, yeah, taking this risk by taking extra money. Number three, why are you storing the money in the locker? If you don't want to put I don't even know what to call this. Like the benefit you gained in the same spot where the crime took place.
Yeah, and in your own locker, like you
Yeah.
don't work there anymore.
No.
So at some point, someone's going to cut the lock off of that to give that to somebody else
Yeah.
or to just clear it out. And there's an investigation going on. So I don't know why all those lockers weren't cut.
Yeah, like you guys could have just drove the clown car around for, I don't know, an hour. This is one of those cases that, I love this episode, so it's not a
Yes.
criticism, but it's just that I don't think they even needed Charlie in order to solve this because I'm pretty sure that these two guys would have just ruined it for themselves.
Absolutely. I mean, once Bill started to stink up the store, it was all going to turn into that anyways.
Yeah, Charlie was unnecessary, I guess, in that sense, but just seeing her relationship with Bill, and the reason why this is so important to me is it's just another reminder of, okay, this is why Charlie is probably going to continue to live the life that she is, because as soon as she gets close to somebody or something, it then goes away. And so kind of being constantly nomadic, that's a great way to make sure you never get hurt.
Yeah, and I mean, as things like this are happening, it is, more reason for her to continue on the way that she is.
Yeah, and so I don't think there's going to be a big fundamental change because of that. If there is
No.
any evolution with Charlie this season, it's probably going to come because of Good Buddy, who, I think we still think is going to be a part of this season in some way by the end.
Absolutely. I think that it's all going to go towards Good Buddy. Good Buddy's going to be in some sort of trouble, and Charlie's going to find him and help him out. But in the meantime, it's been really fun getting these types of cases along the way. This one was like action-packed, exciting, love watching Juice like running through the store with that huge samurai sword through him and pulling it out, and everything that Charlie did with all the TVs. I loved seeing even Kendall with all the money flying all around him when he's being arrested. Like, it was really exciting.
The final 5 minutes of this episode was shot really, really well. I mean, everything you said with the TVs, like even when, he's got the samurai sword pulling it out of him. And I kind of felt like in my head, okay, at some point Juice is just going to fall over.
Yes.
But even when it happened, it was really funny. Like, I still laughed a lot. I was like, okay, I knew we were probably going to get this, but you know what? I just don't really care because Poker Face does a good job of not overdoing the action sequences because there are a lot of shows, and I feel this way especially with superhero movies where there are so many superhero fight scenes. I'm basically numb to them at this point. None of them mean anything to me. But the moments that Poker Face does an action-packed, chase around an electronics store, it's rare enough that like my blood actually gets pumping a little bit.
Yeah, and I mean, this was a heist episode, so if there wasn't this, then I would have been really surprised. I mean, even Charlie was just kind of like, heist movies do have this kind of thing, but it's not going to happen here, and then in comes Juice.
Yeah, and then comes. So I just think this was from start to finish a really, really good, solid episode of Poker Face. They're in the midst of a lot of momentum. I would do the thing from this episode where I talked about favorite Mission Impossible movies, but I have a confession to make.
Okay.
I think I've only seen half of one.
Oh, wow. That's half of one more than I've seen. I haven't seen any.
So you guys can let us know your favorite Mission Impossible movies, but we cannot chime in on this conversation.
No, I also actually haven't seen Heat. I'm someone who does like heist stuff, and if it comes up and happens to be on, I'll watch it or whatever, but I've actually never sat down to watch it.
Well, there's a funny thing that happened to me because I've seen Heat, but it's been a long time. After watching this episode, I was like, maybe the action is the juice. Maybe it's time for me to get back into Heat here and heat up some old nachos. But unfortunately, I do not currently have the streaming service in which it is airing. So I was just like, no Heat for me, and apparently I'm not willing to pay for it. So someday Heat, I will return.
Yeah.
But that is where we are with Poker Face Season 2, Episode 7. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us, watching this show. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And if you do want to support us further, as Jess said earlier, be sure to join our Patreon. We have that link in the description. And over there, we are in the midst of covering Murderbot on Apple TV Plus and also Criminal Minds Evolution, which is doing a really, really good job so far this season.
It's so good.
Yeah, it's their best season in a really, really long time. But thank you so much for your support. We'll see you here next time.